Good afternoon to you and welcome. This is Sunshine Report on Osrc TV. I am Oyewumi Ayinigbara. The governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, says about 350 youth will be recruited into the Amotekun Corps to strengthen the security architecture of the state, especially the farmlands. The governor, while presenting awards to some deserving individuals and organizations who have contributed to the development of the agriculture sector in the state, charged residents to embrace agriculture to boost food sufficiency and to sustain effort at promoting the sector, which he noted is key to the state's overall economic prosperity. The Senior Special Assistant to Governor Akeredolu on Agric and Agribusiness, Mr. Akiolotu, said the state government has put machineries in place to make the state the hub of palm oil production in Nigeria. High point of the event was the presentation of awards of excellence to deserving Nigerians. Meanwhile, well-meaning Nigerians and non-governmental organizations have been urged to contribute their quota in the fight against banditry. In view of this, a non-governmental organization named Camp of God Ministries and Hope Alliance Africa has donated communication equipment to the Ondo State government to further boost its fight against insecurity in the state. Donating the equipment at the Cocoa Conference Hall of the Governor's Office, Akure, the matron of the NGO and former head of service, Mrs. Kushimani Kolawole, said the group was pleased with the state government's initiative at fighting insecurity through the Amotekun Corps. Mrs. Kolawole noted that the alarming insecurity situation in the country propelled the president of the organization, Pastor Moses, and Mrs. Catherine Adidbe, who is located in Houston, Texas, in the United States of America, to organize the support system and complement efforts of Governor Akeredolu to end all forms of criminalities in the state. Receiving the communication gadget on behalf of Governor Akeredolu, a special advisor on security and Amotekun commander Adetsunji Adeleye acknowledged the group's donation, saying the equipment will be judiciously used for. The government of Ondo State has restated its tough stance on roadside trading in Akure, the state capital. The State Special Task Force, led by the Senior Special Assistant to Governor Akeredolu on Special Duties and Strategy, Dr. Doinyo Debowale, was at Erekeson and Obadishida markets in Akure, where he reiterated government's resolve at activating punitive measures against the defaulters. He added that the State Special Task Force's details as presented from our studios.
In a bid to monitor and ensure the Nigerian police force, led by Area Commander Akure Otabo Festus, stormed Erekeson and Obadeshida markets to carry out enforcement. The team went round the markets warning traders against trading on road corridors and walkways, saying such attitude would no longer be tolerated. At the various markets, traders who initially flouted the directive were seen clearing their goods as the team compelled the traders to adhere to the laid-down directives. The Senior Special Assistant to Governor Akeredolu noted that the collaboration with the road.
You can from time, nobody can move. You see the level of debris on the road. You see what they do. You even find people who are constructing their whatever site, parking granite and sharp sands on the road.
Odebowale added that traders must join hands with government to ensure compliance to the directive, as there will be consequences for flouting government order.
It is going to be a continuous exercise. We are going to continue because we cannot just allow it. It is not. It is not good. It's not good. Bus stops are this sidewalk, the road. We won't allow them. We have instructed the police to arrest anybody.
Schools in those states have resumed for the third term of the 2021-2022 academic session, but some of them will study in an unconducive environment. Termites have destroyed the ceilings of some of their classrooms, necessitating the relocation of occupants of.
Typical of a first day of resumption is the clearing of the school environment, as seen here in preparation for the principal's test, one of the strategies employed to ensure students resume early. The 3 weeks holiday is over. Pupils and students are back in school for the third term in continuation of the 2021-2022 academic session. but some of them are returning to termite damaged classrooms, a situation that could hamper teaching and learning unless urgent renovations are carried out considering the shortage of facilities. The damage is more pronounced here at St. Thomas's Anglican Primary School in Sikon, where the roofs of these
There will be no season now, so to prevent them from rain beating them. So
the situation here at Fuashaye Girls Grammar School is self-explanatory. A large number of students shows the effectiveness of the school's resumption strategy. While the school was on break during Osrc's visit, students writing the West Africa Senior Secondary School Certificate examination were busy with the exercise. As principal of the school, Mrs. Omobola Ojoge said they recorded 98% attendance, notwithstanding the first day of resumption.
Nearly all my students turned up resumption, since they know that we are starting our principal's test today, and the principal's test is 10% of the total mark for the term, and they cherish their marks, so that's why the
principal's test, and not only that, I'm going to have a meeting again to sensitize my teachers to make sure that they go to their classes. I've been going around the classes to encourage them that they must be in school. That being in school will make them to get to the top.
We are going to have our principal test for 3 days. The principal test is part of the overall assessment for the term. Well, though it's only 10 marks. 5 marks is to encourage the children to come. So 5 marks is for presence. If you are present, you'll score 5 marks automatically in every subject.
After the principal's test, lectures are expected to commence in full swing across all schools on Thursday as the term Osrc News.
In the meantime, the Ondo State government app in the state's public primary and secondary schools. Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology Femi Agagu made the appeal while overseeing the resumption of schools for the third term of the 2021-2022 academic session. Richard Elisomi again reports that the commissioner who expressed satisfaction with the turnout of students for resumption, particularly in the
Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Mr. Femi Agagu, led Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mrs. Lola Muda, and other officials to schools as they resumed for the continuation of the 2021-2022 academic session. The team visited some schools in Akpomu and ended the exercise with an inspection of some schools here in Akure, the state capital, including CSC Secondary School, St. Thomas's Secondary School, among others. Here at St. Francis in Gaga, Commissioner and his team were shown around the school where students were already receiving lectures in preparation for their principal's test. The Commissioner, who expressed satisfaction with the turnout, said government.
Everything was set. There are quite a number of places where the students are still, the number of students that have resumed are not very substantial. You can see here too that the students have settled down. At this, we can see that the teachers are ready to work. And in most schools in the city here, attendance is encouraging.
Speaking on the state of infrastructure, Agagu said the government will continue to do its best to provide conducive environment for teaching and learning, but appealed to individuals and groups to support government in this task.
We are also concerned about the state of the infrastructure. Government will continue to try. We are also encouraging parents to support, encouraging all students to also give back to their alma mater. If all of us, all the stakeholders work together, I'm sure things will get better.
It is hoped that concerted efforts will further help in the development of Ondo State education sector. Richard Elisomi, Osrc News.
The governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, says about 350 youth will be recruited into the Amotekun Corps. Governor, while presented to embrace agriculture to boost food sufficiency. Akeredolu, who highlighted the importance of agric and agribusiness to the socio-economic well-being of the state and the people, reaffirmed his passion to sustain effort at promoting the sector, which he noted is key to the state's overall economic prosperity.
We must now spread across the central districts in this state, and are making efforts to make sure we impact every central district when it comes to agriculture. Since February 2017, we have tried to put everything in place to ensure certain entrepreneurship skill into our youth. It's important because for you to get youth interested in farming, you cannot give to them goals and cutlasses. They are not going to follow you. They won't. That's what they are going to say. There are a number of things you have to do. There will be machinery, there will be equipment for them to work with. Shelter is basic. A number of them, because of the type of farming you get involved in, want to be sheltered very near the farm, if not in the farm. And there will be basic facilities, as I said. Now, technology is improving every day. So there will be need for training and training of the farmers. So I'm not surprised professors here, other ones are here that are doing so well and are assisting us. So that when we look at what can be done in creating a new direction of agriculture, then we must move the sector into new gear. So cannot remain where they are now. We must move it. Because if you don't move this sector into new gear, you won't be able to compete with the whole world. Everybody is starting a new business.
Special Assistant to Governor Akeredolu on Agric and Agribusiness, Mr. Akiolotu, said the state government has put machineries in place to make the state the hub of palm oil production in Nigeria.
You need to see what is going on in the oil palm sector. You'll be amazed that this is taking place. I am sure by the end of this year, Ondo State should be number one in oil palm cultivation. It's a government committed in this, and we are very happy. We are happy for SDRs, we are happy for a lot of things. Your support, General Minister. I want to thank you for the take most of this time.
We must continue to fine-tune arrangements, for instance, to support tomato farmers. For side, are you listening to me? Tomato farmers will be one of our key areas. Let us be moved that we grow tomato here. And we sell it. They might not have plantation or regular industries for tomato puree. We had one and told that when it was open, they just brought tomato for somewhere. Is that also? I believe that now one of the areas of interest is Red Gold, our Red Gold initiative. We have embarked on this, and the lending of our 2.4 billion naira to oil palm farmers via the Red Gold initiative is open to all of you. So, the move to launch Ondo State into one map as a palm oil producer.
High point of the event was a presentation of awards of excellence to deserving Nigerians. Ondo State Head of Service Admiral Adeyemo has been honored as Man of the Year in recognition of his performance as Civil Service Administrator. The event, which had its theme as The Life of an Administrator, took place in Akure, Ondo State capital. Osrc's Oladoyin Ayegbusi reports that the head of service dedicated the award to civil servants in the state.
Mr. Adeyemo was appointed the head of service last year, and since then, several reforms had taken place to reposition the sector. The efforts of the head of service have not gone unnoticed as he worked tall where he was recognized as Man of the Year.